On this week's episode of Falappi's Garage, we're going to see if we can't get this generator to run for the first time in at least, I don't know, 5 years, maybe. You don't got to worry about making sure that you've got the right gas in here. They always want to start off touching the juice. She likes to be choked. Carb cleaner in the eye. Carb cleaner in the eye. Turn the kill switch off. What's going on, guys? Like I said, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike Falappi. And as you can see, we're still not in Falappi's Garage. We're out behind the shed. The reason why I decided to go behind the shed today is because, well, there's a wicked wind. So I want to see if we can just not have that in the shot. But anyway, we're going to try to get this generator back here started. So I guess I better just tell you a little bit about it. And yeah, let's get into it. So what we have here, guys, is this good old Briggs Stratton generator. It's Briggs branded. I haven't seen very many Briggs branded outdoor power equipment. Usually it's branded as who knows what other brand, and then they just throw a Briggs engine in it. But yeah, we have this thing. My dad bought this. Good old William Falappi. Probably try to link a video up here somewhere about him. But basically, I'm gonna go ahead on a limb and say he bought this thing about 10 years ago. And in those 10 years, the reason why it looks so clean is because, well, I think in 10 years, we may have used it twice. So he bought it about 10 years ago, if I had to guess. I'm sure my mother still has the paperwork somewhere in her collection. But basically, in those 10 years, it ran twice. And then it's kind of just sat around a lot. I don't think it's been started for the past 5 years, and that's not due to lack of trying. I've tried to get it to start, and well, for whatever reason, she doesn't want to go. I'm not too sure whether she just got some bad gas in her at one point and she's clogged up, or if there's something, wrong, or when I was trying to start it before, maybe I missed a step in the starting procedure. But like I said, in the past 5 years, she has not wanted to start. The whole reason that my dad bought this thing was basically he had to use the CPAP machine back in the day. And, I think it was sometime around that big storm of 2012. We got lucky in Snowmageddon. We didn't lose power, but that kind of scared him. He was like, what happens if we did? What am I going to do? So he took a couple years to think about it, as he did with, a lot of his, big ticket purchases that he had to make. And eventually he went on and bought this thing. I'm going to dedicate this video to good old Eddie Lee. I don't got any pictures of him or anything, so I can't really do any in memoriam to him at the end of the video or anything, but he was a cool guy. He was a good friend of my dad, and he lived down the street from my parents. And basically, he hauled this thing up to their house in a truck. And yeah, they were good friends going back. I always remember him driving on up the street. When my dad was getting older, before he ended up passing away, he'd drive up the street on a lawnmower, and he would come visit my dad. Eddie Lee's no longer with us either, but shout out to him. This was long before I had a truck, so I wasn't hauling anything around, and my dad only drove sedans all those years. So shout out to him. But anyway, if you haven't seen the videos, you'll know, like I said, my dad's no longer with us, so I inherited this thing because there's really no one else in the family to inherit the thing. I mean, my mother's not going to use it. So anyway, we're going to see if we can get her running, just in case, in the event that I ever want to use it for something, it'd be nice to have it and know that it runs. So I guess I'll get you in a little bit closer, see if we can get any clues or details or whatever, and then we'll go ahead and get her running, you know what I'm saying. Here's more of a close-up of this Briggs & Stratton. Let me see if I could find, here we go. Well, actually, that's not a model number. Basically, what? So that's 3,500 watts it puts out, and then starting watts 4375. I don't think there's a model number on here anywhere. I don't know if they're just calling it the 3,500 generator because that's how many watts it puts out, or your model numbers and stuff. Is there a build date on here? No. Maybe somewhere. But just trying to get down here and get a better look at the thing. Here's our air cleaner and our carb. So basically, like I said, I'm gonna just try to get her running the right way. And if she won't go, I guess I'm just gonna have to pull this thing off. Here we go. Here's a model number. She's the 1150. Or, well, no, that's not even the model number of this thing. That's just the engine. Because it's an 11.5 foot-pounds. So I have no idea what the model of this actual generator is. But we know that she has this many watts output. And we know she got the 1150 engine on her. So that's good enough for, I guess, what we're trying to do here. But I guess I'll go ahead and get her started the right way. Here's the starting procedure for the old girl. Basically, they want you to check the gas and oil, turn the fuel on, turn the choke, set the choke from run to choke, turn the power unit on, pull it 5 times, then set the choke to run. So I guess you can go ahead and, you know, try that out first. Put a little gas in her and then see if she runs. If not, I'll have to pull the air cleaner off, and then next thing we'll do, I guess, is try to give her a touch of the juice, if you know what I'm saying. I already went ahead and ran her through that starting procedure. You know, the fuel's already on, the power unit's already on, the choke's set to where it's supposed to be. So I guess the only real thing I need to do is give us some gas. Now, if I were smart, I'd go ahead and drain out the however many quarts of stale fuel is already in it, but you know, that's fine. You don't got to worry about making sure that you got the right gas in here. You know, she's lucky I don't give her a touch of the 24-year-old kerosene, but maybe that's what we'll do if we ever get her started. So that's still not very much fuel, but I mean, that should be enough for what we're trying to do. I don't know. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and give her a touch of the juice. So she's already set the choke. Set her to run. And just like usual, I've sat here for 10 hours and tried to crank on that thing, so I don't got the patience for that. So I think we're just gonna switch straight over to giving her a touch of the juice. Getting down on a grounder with her. Of course, she's an 8 mil like they all are. Makes it easy. This thing ran perfectly fine the last time we actually tried to use it for generator purposes. And then after that, it sat so long that never able really to get her to start up again. So I'm thinking that the fuel went bad, or there's a gummed up fuel line somewhere. So do the right thing and get old stinker out of there. There's a stink bucket there. Ew, that's pretty corroded. We'll see if she wants to start off a touch of the juice. They always want to start off a touch of the juice. Let me give her another touch of the juice there. She likes to be choked. So what this tells me is it's a fuel delivery issue. So now it's time to start playing around and trying things. Do I have the fuel valve on backwards? Even though I really don't think it is. Keep her in choke. Open up the blades actually. Fill her up that way and then choke her off like this. Oh. Now I'm interested to see why she ain't starting. Come on. Give her half choke. No, she likes the whole thing. She just ain't getting, she ain't getting any fuel. So I guess the next thing to do is to pull this fuel line and see what the hell's going on with that. I'm in the middle of editing the production here. As you can see, we got me just standing there looking just as sassy as ever. And I'm out here and I just wanted to take a minute. First of all, I hope you like my selective editing because it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great editing. I also thought you might want to see my lunch here, which consists of the Rolling Rock and then that pumpkin cookie thing from the dollar store. Good old Rolling Rock used to be made right down the road at the Littrow, PA Brewing Company, which quite frankly, it's not anymore. It's made in Newark, New Jersey, which, I mean, I don't know. It's local, I guess localer than St. Louis, if you want to call across the state and then over the border-ish, kind of, not really close at all. But hey, it still tastes good. Same as it ever was, I guess. I don't know. But it's not Busch Light. Sorry to Colton, who said that Rolling Rock is undrinkable or that it's disgusting or something like that. But I don't got any Busch Light in the fridge right now, so Rolling Rock it is. But anyway, back to editing the sassy old production. I'm only 4 minutes into editing it, and it's already badass, so I think you'll like it. Hell yeah. I feel a lot better about dirty old and that she'll actually run, but now I just want to know why she ain't getting no fuel. And as usual, these hoses don't like to come off. Ask me how I know. Those of you that maybe you're new to the channel, you'll know that you won't know it, but I work for Honda. And these things never like to come off. Now for this purpose, I'm using a WD-40. You really want silicone spray or PB blaster, but this is a very run what you brung kind of place. I have WD-40. So you want her down. So my next guess here is that the old girl ain't. That ain't what I wanted to put down there. I just gave the carb a few shots of the WD-40. You'll have that. So, now that we're doing that one, let's just go ahead and give her. And oh, she backfired a little bit there. Fuel was on, but for whatever reason, the carb just doesn't want any of it. The internet says let her eat on a carbon choke for a little bit. I don't know if it'll start off of that or not, but I guess we can give her a shot. Put the choke on. I guess she needs a touch of the juice still. The carbon choke actually doesn't start anything. I don't want to actually have to take that carb off. Something ain't running because she's getting gas. She's getting all the gas. So why it ain't working, I don't really know. But something down inside of that carburetor, maybe at the other end of the line, I don't know. Trying to pull the other end off right now. She needs a touch of the pliers. Now I'm gonna take the hose off this old girl. Gonna put it in here and I'm gonna try to get her to run down the outlet on the other side. I'm also going to take this, and I'm going to spray it up the hose as well, even though I'm pretty sure that's gone. And that came off. So in theory there should be no obstructions, but you know, on these old things you never could tell, can you? Make sure that yeah, she's getting gas. So, go ahead, turn the choke back on, turn the fuel back on. Give her another touch of the juice. And see if I can't get her to go. Too much. More troubleshooting. Do any of you guys know anything about how to fix a Briggs and Stratton generator? Shame it's not the right season for that. I'd go grab the shotgun and eat for 3 months. Of course, that's illegal, you know, bag limits, but you don't got to worry about any of that. They're safe. I don't think I've ever been able to get that close to these guys before. That's pretty cool. I like turkey. Now you got the American turkey in their natural habitat, you know, here in the outback, you know, out back behind the shop. It's like the worst accent ever, but don't know. They're pretty cool. What does this have to do with Briggs and Stratton generators? Absolutely nothing, but pretty cool. I don't think you guys can complain about seeing through. I guess we're taking apart a carburetor on a Briggs and Stratton generator. Not that I really want to, but it's what I'm gonna do, I guess. I don't know. Really hope I could take this whole thing apart, not have to actually go ahead and buy one. I'll try to zoom in a little bit better in post, but you know, you'll have this the way that it is, and you know, that's just the way she goes. But you know, I pray that there's just something clogging up the bowl, and that's the reason why she's not getting fuel. That would make it so much easier. I don't think I've ever necessarily seen one of these. It uses Torx, of all things. This is a little bit newer than anything I've usually messed with. So it's a 10 mil as opposed to an 8. This is pretty advanced. She got the idle adjustment screws on her, and yeah, it's a little bit fancier than anything I've used before. I need to go get some better equipment. Success. Guess that means I must now, you know, clean out the John piece. Well, I guess she ain't doing too good, so. To the workbench. Gotta interrupt the generator video that's already way too long here in the middle to talk about some pizza that I'm not getting paid to talk about. I'm talking about it because I want to pass on this information to you guys. If you live in the Pittsburgh area or you're planning on traveling through, you got to go to Italian Village Pizza. There's like 87.9 million of them in the Pittsburgh area, and there's one in Florida too. But yeah, you got to go get this Italian Village Pizza. We got the cheese variety here today because that's all that was in the budget. If you want to make it so that I could afford actual toppings, like the video and subscribe to the channel so the algorithm pushes this, and then, you know, I can afford pepperoni for my pizza because I really like pepperoni on my pizza. But we got cheese today with the order of cheese fries. Their fries are the perfect mix of crispy and also greasy and full of flavor. Anyway, this is the best pizza in the Mon Valley, in my opinion. There's a few other good pizza places, and quite frankly, there's like 10,000 not good pizza places down here. Right here in the city in which I reside alone, there's like, I think, 4 actual pizza places, and then like 1 or 2 restaurants that also serve pizza. This one's the best. And then the next best pizza, I mean, you're driving outside of the city. And then if you're really cheap, you got, you know, Domino's, and you have, you know, which you might get sick if you eat there. And then also you got the good old, the gas station pizzas. I've eaten that many a time. And then you also have Little Caesars up the road like 10 miles, which isn't too bad. But Italian Village is the best here. Not getting paid a dime from them for saying that. But Italian Village is the best, and I want to pass it on to you guys. I've been eating there for years. I used to eat at the one at the Century 3 Mall that doesn't exist anymore. And now I frequent the Monongahela and Bell Vernon ones pretty frequently. So Italian Village Pizza here. Highly recommend every day of the week. I guess I'm obligated to taste test the pizza here for you guys to prove that it's edible and I'm not going to die instantly. For the price of this, with the consistency, you know, tastes the same every time. The quality's always good. Italian Village Pizza, best pizza, Mon Valley, best pizza, Pittsburgh. Fight me in the comments, but if you've never had it, you gotta go try it. Let's get back to getting the greasy old generator running. Shout out Bush. Oh yeah. So it's actually really dark in here, not set up at all for working, but you'll have that. You don't got to worry about actually having the right stuff to do the job or the right places to do it. And the door is going to keep wanting to close. You know, that's fine. You don't got to worry about that either. The goal here, I guess, is to pull the bowl off the carb and see what happens. I don't know. Granted, this gasket on here is absolutely awful. I have a feeling whatever comes out of this bowl is also just going to be terrible. So, oh yes. Oh my God. There was no way in hell anything in there. Ugh. It's all varnish. All just completely varnished up. Terrible. Ew. Disgusting. Like I said, there was no way that was ever going to run on that. So I'm just going to, yeah. I'm just cleaning this whole thing out. This whole thing probably should go like in the ultrasonic or something, but luckily for you guys, I don't actually have one of those. Carb cleaner in the eyes. Carb cleaner in the eyes. Once you go ahead and get all the carb cleaner in your eyes so that it burns profusely, go ahead and take a rag. See how that's green? Yeah, there's not supposed to be a green film on the bottom of the fuel bowl. So, yeah. Now comes the fun part of attempting, I guess, to, you know, reassemble this dirty old, which I don't know everything in the world about, but I wish I had a little red straw. Don't get in my eyes again. I'm just trying to really not get more of the brake parts cleaner in the eyeball. So I'm just going to keep, you know, doing this for like 3 hours. The splashback is absolutely wild. And it doesn't help that it's a windy day. I also coated the gasket material, you know, perfectly, and, you know, good old stanky ass shit. You can't really see what I'm doing. There we go. Something fell out of here. Not quite sure how integral it was, but you'll have that, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to do the right thing and I guess pretend I didn't see it. Because I really don't know what it was and I really don't know where it went. So I'm going to go ahead and reinstall our fuel bowl, I guess, and call it good. Or at least as good as she'll ever be. Getting this whole thing reassembled. If there was ever a candidate for one of these to get a whole new carburetor, it's this thing. So maybe on down the road, that's something that we'll have to look into, but it's also pretty expensive. So it would be nice if cleaning this out works, but it was just so bad. Like, it's like one of the worst I've ever seen for just turning a varnish. And I've messed with quite a few stinky old lawnmowers and weed whackers and snow blowers and other assortment of equipment. This thing is awful. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to drain all this bad gas out of here. Hopefully this, in theory, all this bad gas should just drain right into this jug when I open the check valve. This could take a while. It'll take a long while, actually. I'll get back with you when it's done. This is not exactly fun. This is like the 6th cup of gas that I've basically watched this thing puke out. So I don't even know what I'm going to do with it, because I mixed at least probably a half a gallon of good gas in here, but this is stale, so I don't know. Dump it in with the oil, and then I don't know. I'll figure something out to do with it eventually, but yeah, this isn't fun. Not at all. I went ahead and did the right thing and got the longer run of hose, so I'm just gonna let this thing go for a while. It's kind of hard to see down in there, but there's still a pretty substantial amount of gas left, so I'll just let it keep draining until it's done, and then yeah, that'll be it with it. I've drained all the bad gas out of her, hooked everything back up the way it goes. I guess I'm gonna go ahead, give it a few gallons of good gas, and we'll see what we can do with it. That should be enough for it to get fuel down to the pickup, I think. Guess I'm gonna give her a touch of the juice and see if she'll light up. Here goes nothing. Went ahead and rebuilt a carb or replaced the carb, and the old won't run. Well, that dirty old just kicked over. She's running like she never lost any time. So now is, does the generator generate? Let's find out. The only real test left is to see if the old generator will generate. So I'll go ahead and turn her on, and so you can see I got the cord plumbed into the old shop here. So, you know, usually I designed that so I could run electricity up from the front building back here to the shop. But we're gonna see if this thing will power the shop. And if it does, then we know the generator does in fact generate. So here goes nothing. Maybe she wants to. Don't tell me she already gave up. Turn the kill switch off. Let's go see if she's running the shop. Let's see if she generates, guys. Oh yeah. The old generator, after sitting idle all those years, She got the power going. She got the fan going. The lights are going. And this place still bangs like varnish. Like it smells like the Amish furniture store in here. It's terrible. But hey, the old generator runs every day of the week, guys. She runs every day of the week. That's pretty badass. That's gonna just about do it for the good old Briggs and Stratton generator there. I'm really happy that I was able to bring her back around after, you know, she wasn't really wanting to get back into it. So, you know, we cleaned the carb, and you know, that's how those revivals should be. That's how they should be, easy. Not where you got to order a carburetor and then it doesn't work and then it's just this big drawn out ordeal. This one, actually, I did what you're supposed to do. Took it apart, cleaned it, put it back together, and the thing runs the way that it's supposed to run. So that's going to just about do it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What am I going to do with this thing? Well, I'm going to dump about a half a bottle of Stable in it and put it back under the workbench because I don't need it right now. I don't want to sell it. It costs like $2 or $3 grand, I think, or at least $1,000, somewhere between $1,000 and $3,000, I think, like 10 years ago. It works fine. I called my mother up, and she said she thinks it might be closer to 14 years old, but I don't know. Either way, it works fine. I don't see any reason why I should get rid of it because it does the job, and you know, these generators are getting hard to come by. People are fighting over Predators all day long, and you know, I think I'd just about as rather have that thing because it works. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to like the video. You know, it's free. Pressing that thumbs up helps other people see it and helps people know that they should be watching this stuff, and it can, you know, they can share it, and you know, we'll grow it and it'll get bigger. You can also comment, tell me what you like, tell me what you didn't like. I don't know, just we can talk down there for a little bit. Also subscribe to the channel and, you know, go back and watch the over 2.5 years worth of content that we have and all the great stuff. You know, I want to grow the Falappi's garage. We got a lot of projects. We're going to be bringing other people in, doing a lot of cool stuff, but we can't do it without you guys. So I just want to thank you all for being here the whole time. I'm happy we got this old girl running, and hopefully we've got something else cool for you here next week. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.